Good morning, this is woodblock printmaker David Ball speaking to you again from the Sasaragi studio, my workroom in the outskirts of Tokyo. This is the next update in the Ukiyoe Heroes series. As you can see, the series which we started late last spring and early summer has been progressing down through the seasons, and now outside we've got a beautiful autumn view here. Not that any of us here in the workroom have time to sit and look at it. This update is going to be really quite a bit of a scrambled one. I've got a half a dozen different points to bring you. It's all so late, so rather than try and give you a beautiful streamed movie, we're just going to take the points one by one and try and bring you up to date on each thing. The first one is easy to tell you about. It's the Rickshaw cart print. We're going back in time a little bit here. I can show you that over the last couple of days, we have managed to finish and complete the final batch of prints that will finish the fulfillment of the Kickstarter orders plus what Jed has sold from his website. They've come out just so beautifully, I can't even tell you about it. We've got over 400 now, and they're just like clones, one by one, matched to each other. It's come out so well. These later will go to the post office today, this afternoon, where Jed will then get the final fulfillment out to the customers. You saw back a few months ago the first 50 copies I printed myself of these things in one of these videos. And I got to tell you now that I haven't myself done all 400 of these. Of course, I've been carving Fox Moon, working with the people here in the workshop. So it's time to bring you up to date, up to speed on who actually has been doing the printing of this. I've been out down to Tokyo to meet a couple of people who I'm going to introduce to you today, and rather than me blab too much about it here, let me show you a bit of a video that I took in the workshop of the first young man that we're going to introduce to you. His name is Tetsu Hirokazu, and he's done a fabulous job of these prints, and let's take a look at him in his workshop. This video was taken in Tetsu-san's workroom about a year and a half ago when I first hired him to do the Senshafada print project I started at that time. Now this is the day when he first saw the blocks, so what he's doing here is just testing them, working over, taking some proof prints and having a look at how it was going to work and come together. And look at this room, just tools, pigments, brushes, piler barons. He had to step in from the door over those things to be able to get in and sit on his little stool there to get to work. It's quite a place. And this is a printer's life. To sit in a room like this, surrounded by your tools, and work on the blocks, one block at a time, one color on each sheet, one by one. And he did a very, very good job on that Senshafada project. I was very, very happy to be able to get him. And, well, of course, he needed the work at that time too. But, we're very happy to have him on board with Ukiyoe Heroes now, and I'm looking forward to many years of having him produce hundreds and hundreds of prints for us. Very happy with his work. There's a bit of backstory about Tetsu-san that I didn't mention while we saw him printing there, and that's that a few years ago he realized that there really wasn't much work left in the world of woodblock printmaking, so he picked up sort of a second career. He's interested in music, and he's now working 2 days a week at a place that fixes and repairs guitars. Actually, he teaches there, I believe. He's very good at this. If there isn't much work for him over the next few years, that's where he's going to go. He's going to hang up his baron, hang up his brushes, and he'll become, of course, a full-time guitar repairman. We are desperately trying to stop him from going that way. He's done such a beautiful job. He's a wonderfully competent worker, but without enough work, of course, he's just going to wander away from our world. So for the time being, we've brought him back. We've got him back at his bench with this Rickshaw cart print, and he'll be doing a batch of Fox Moons, and of course, during the rest of the year, he'll be doing a batch of the other prints as well. A year from now, hopefully, I'll be able to bring you another update video in late 2014, wherever we're at, showing you, hey, here's the latest batch of prints by Tetsu-san. It may go that way, it might not go that way. Maybe I'll be going out to hear a concert of his on a bass guitar. We have no way of telling at the moment, but we'll do what we can to keep it moving forward that way. Okay, next update part of this. So that was one man, Tetsu Hirokazu. I'm going to introduce now somebody else, a longtime friend of mine. And actually I've talked about him before at various places on my website, and he's done work for me before. Let's take a short walk with our video, and let's go and meet Mr. Numab Shinkichi. Listen to all that noise, and this is the famous Shibuya Scramble Crossing. Of course, it's on the way to Numabe-san's house. Come out of Shibuya Station, and got to jump on the bus, and it's the number 51 bus if you're ever making the trip yourself. 51 from Shibuya, go to the end of the line, and it brings you to the Yoshida Hanga Academy, which is this building here. Tsukasa-san, Tsukasa Yoshida and his family, this is the grandson of Hiroshi Yoshida, lives upstairs with his wife and family. And the ground floor is the workshops. And the back room there, you'll see, which I head into in a minute, is where Numab-san has been printing now for many, many years, all the Yoshida prints. どうも、Numabさん、おはよう。おはようございます。Chibiさんと2人でキャメラの方に。おはようございます。So we got right down to work. He had a package of prints ready for me there, which I eagerly opened up and compared with the sample that I'd given him, which you see in the front of the picture there. And it was obvious right away, of course, that professional that he is, he had created prints that were perfect match of our sample. Our discussion was interesting. You know, I've made many of these prints myself, and to have him make the batch, of course, now we compared notes. You know, what did we find difficult? What did we find easy? You know, what aspect of it was the most challenging? And we did find some differences between our two approaches to this. One thing that's very important to check, of course, is the consistency of the work. You get a batch of prints like this. It's easy to make one print that matches the model, but look at this. Every single sheet in that stack beautifully and perfectly matches the set colors. This is our pride that we can do this. We're not robots, but we can produce beautiful work that matches the master copy. When I went to the Yoshida studio that day to visit Numab-san, there were two things I had in mind. One was to pick up that batch of finished rickshaw cart prints and check them out and see if everything was okay. And hidden in my backpack I had something else. And if the rickshaw prints had indeed been as I expected, I was ready to move forward. They were done very well, and I did move forward. I pulled out from my backpack the proof copies that I had made of the Fox Moon print, and I signed them on to make that batch. Let's see a little bit of that. 次の作品表見たことある？見たことないです。はい、これです。綺麗な色になりましたね。絵の名前が Fox Moon ですが、ビデオゲームがStar Fox というゲーム。And even less than me, Numab-san knows absolutely nothing about the video game background to these things. And he doesn't know anything about the games or the gameplay. It doesn't matter. To him, it's an image. You know, he and I sat there, looked at it, explained the various aspects to it, and we had a great discussion of, you know, how we're going to approach this. The things that I thought were important, the things that he should be looking for. We spent about a half an hour going over this thing, step by step, till he had a pretty good clear image in his mind about what he needed to do. I then left the model with him, and away he went. So that's where things stand at the moment. That video was actually taken, I don't know, 10 days or 2 weeks ago, and Numab-san is now well into these batches of Fox Moons. He's working on about 300 copies at the moment, as I understand. When they come back, of course, over they go to Jed and out to the customers. Now, while all this has been going on with Numab-san and Tetsu-san, the staff here, of course, what have they been doing? You originally saw them doing test prints of the rickshaw cart. Well, that was the plan, but something else came along, and that is the Chibi Heroes series. It's exploded. It's just absolutely exploded. And the combination of Jed's interesting designs and our beautiful, you know, techniques of making things and a very reasonable price has just put it out. And our staff is busy. In fact, you can hear them at the moment. The printing sounds, they are working on Chibi Heroes as we speak. 2 sets are done, the November series and the December series, and we're looking forward to a fabulous year with 24 prints in all of making these things. What we'll do after that, I don't know. It's too soon to find out. But so that's where we are. Tetsu-san and Numab-san are working on the Ukiyoe Heroes. The staff here is working on the Chibi Heroes. I myself am trying to scramble and catch up with my own work, which has fallen months and months and months behind. But anyway, we're having a whole lot of fun. We're making a ton of prints, sending out a bunch of beautiful things that hopefully will introduce all kinds of people to this world of woodblock printmaking. And as tired as we are, it's just a wonderful thing to be involved in. And I think I end all these videos the same way. You know, thank you very much for your support. It's hard to believe actually that people pay us for doing this. I shouldn't say that, I guess, actually, because we're giving good value for what you pay for. But yeah, we're getting paid to do what we have fun doing, and there we are. The next video plan will be, I'm not quite sure, a week or 10 days from now, and I've got a plan to make a video that shows the making of all these chibis from the beginning, from Jed's sketch coming in to how we carve it, how we print it, and how we package them and send them out. So if I don't get too snowed in with the Christmas orders coming through our website, we'll get a chibi video off to you in short order. Sorry for the scrambled aspect of here. Thank you very much for your patience, and please bear with us while we get this work done. Thank you for your support.